Namaskar. Welcome to this module on mortuary services in a hospital. Paying respect and preserving sanctity of the dead is a universal phenomenon. It is developed and nurtured by numerous social, cultural and religious beliefs and practices. Generally, the mortuary is located in a far off, isolated area of the hospital. It is truly a dead house from which dead bodies are taken for cremation or burial. On an average, there is one death per bed per year. Therefore, facilities for safe custody of the dead bodies in mortuary cabinets or body store, cold room, both before and after post-mortem examination are to be provided accordingly. Mortuary is an integral part of every hospital as it deals with the preservation of the dead body so that forensic clinicians and pathologists may investigate the cause of death and make scientific investigations. Functions of mortuary service: to preserve the dead body till the formalities of handing over of the deceased is completed, to keep the dead body unclaimed till the relatives claim and take away for final disposal. Usually unclaimed bodies are kept for 72 hours, and if not claimed till that period, disposal of dead body is done as per existing policy of the hospital and as per law of the land to receive and store dead bodies requiring post-mortem examination. To allow viewing and identification by relatives and other people, to carry out medico-legal post-mortem work, to impart teaching programs for undergraduates and postgraduates. Location: the mortuary should be located in a separate building near the pathology department on the ground floor, easily accessible from wards, accident and emergency departments and the operating theatres. It should be located in one wing of the hospital, preferably away from the general traffic routes used by public. It must have a separate entrance and exit for relatives and for hearse vans. In case located in the basement, there should be a provision for separate entry-exit for this service away from general public routes. Functional areas: access portico. A covered access or portico for vehicles should be provided at the entrance which leads to the mortuary complex as a protection in wet weather and as a screen from adjoining areas. The exit to subsidiary road with nearby parking area is also desirable. Autopsy post-mortem room. The post-mortem room is suggested to be treated like an operation theatre in all technicality. The major difference between mortuary and operation theatre is that in operation theatre, utmost care is needed to prevent outside infection from entering inside, and in mortuary, care is needed to ensure that inside infection does not spread outside. Autopsy room should provide accommodation for autopsy tables of stainless steel with sink, sinks with running water for specimen washing, cleaning, built-in cupboards for keeping instruments and equipments. Rooms should have a water impervious floors sloping to the drain, tiled walls so that the whole room could be easily washed. Junctions between the walls and the floor should be covered and coved. Features of the autopsy table: it should be 2.1 meters long and 1 meter wide, having horizontal false top supporting the body, have an inclined triple top drainage, have either centered or foot drain. Body store. Room where the bodies can be kept should be close to the postmortem room. There should be a provision for deep freezers with capacity of 2 bodies for decomposed bodies and where the body is to be kept for a longer period. Cabinet doors should open through 180 degrees to allow the attendant to approach from either side of the trolley. Depending on the layout, the depth of 3.6 meters for the body store and depth of 2.2 meters for cold cabinets is usually recommended. Doctor's office and stores, clean stores. This is for clean gowns, aprons, rubber gloves, gumboots, towels, etc. Linen items like shrouds, drapes, towels may be stored here. It should be adjacent to the doctor's room and outside the postmortem room. Instruments and equipment store. This should open directly into the postmortem room. In this area, all instruments, equipment and reserve stock instruments, electric saw, portable trolley, mounted spotlight, etc. are kept. Chemical store. This is utilized for storing chemical solutions for preserving the viscera, specimen jars and packing material. Room for technicians, attendants. Suitable room of the size of 10 to 12 meter squares is required for staff on duty. Seminar room. This is required in teaching hospitals. Waiting areas. These should be in the form of enclosed spaces or open veranda with seating arrangements. The internal finishes should be pleasantly furnished and soberly decorated where one can pay last respect with dignity. It should be provided with provision of a toilet and drinking water facilities. Key planning and design parameters. The following factors must be considered while designing a mortuary complex in a modern hospital. Type of hospital, acute care, specialty or super specialty, the number of operation theatres and high dependency units, whether the departments of forensic medicine and toxicology and or pathology exist in the hospital, orientation of the department. It is preferable to have natural daylight through windows. Engineering works. The engineering services should be designed in such a way that there is a minimum interruption of services during repair and maintenance activities. Floors should be durable. It should be made up of material which is moisture resistant and easily cleanable. Walls should be permanent, durable construction with impermeable and washable finish. Ceiling should be made of materials that are easily cleanable. Height should be more than 3 meters in the waiting, autopsy rooms, doctors' rooms, technicians and staff rooms. Doors should be sliding double doors with adequate 1500 mm width in the main rooms to allow easy access of trolleys, portable X-ray machines, etc. Windows should be adequately provided to obtain maximum natural light and daylight factor should be 1. These windows should be provided with opaque glass and fly-proof mesh screens on the outside. Corridors should be minimum 2400 mm wide to allow easy passage of trolleys. Lighting. In the postmortem room, special lighting should be provided to ensure adequate illumination of postmortem tables. Care should be taken to ensure that lighting is satisfactory for color identification. The light fittings should be so designed to avoid glare, are easy to clean and maintain. Sufficient hose-proof 15 ampere sockets, outlets mounted on walls at a height of 1500 mm are desirable in damp areas such as postmortem room and body store. Heating and ventilation. Natural ventilation by fly screened windows and Fresh air inlet grills should be adequate except in postmortem rooms where mechanical exhaust system is necessary. Fans should be of variable speed type designed to produce up to 10 air changes per hour. Due consideration must be taken to ensure that the air discharged from mortuary does not reach adjacent areas or buildings. Air conditioning. In large settings, tertiary care hospitals, it is preferable to have air conditioning with 100% fresh air. Refrigeration. The temperature of cold room is to be maintained between 5.5 degrees Celsius and 6.5 degrees Celsius. A thermostat control will be required. Hot and cold water supply. Arrangement should be made to provide hot and cold water supply to the mortuary. Postmortem tables should be fitted with individual water hoses. All taps in the working area should be elbow operated type. Toilets and drinking water facilities should be provided near the waiting areas and offices. Communication facilities are essential facilities for internal and external telephone lines and data connections should be provided. Fire alarms and fire fighting equipment. Fire prevention, detection, fighting arrangements should be installed. Firefighting equipment should be provided in fire exit routes, should be clearly identified and earmarked with green colored paint as well as illumination done on them. Space requirements. This will vary from hospital to hospital depending upon the type of hospital, workload, level of care provided and jurisdiction for medico-legal cases. As a general guideline, an area of 0.6 to 0.8 meter square per bed is recommended. Generally, 4 body holding spaces are required for every 100 beds. Similarly, 2 autopsy tables in a room of 40 meter square area are required for up to 400 beds with 15 meters square space for each additional table for every 200 beds. Now we come to the end of this module on mortuary services in a hospital. Please stand by for our next modules on other components of a hospital. Namaskar. Thank you.